Dawnet, we are going to talk about dignity, and I think that it's such an important thing to talk about in business, ironically.
Absolutely.
And I know that you learned this lesson at a very hard time in your career.
I did.
Tell me a little bit about this.
I did, yes. So many years ago, over 20 years ago, I was sent to go fix an office, the situation. It was our head office at the time, and business was booming. There were lots of people there, new employees mixed with older employees, and the service had suffered. You know, new competitors had come in the space, and there was a lot of challenges on the leadership team to fix the issues.
So when someone's sent in to fix,
I
would imagine that causes a lot of anxiety.
Oh, absolutely. But imagine me, younger,
yes,
full of life,
yes,
ooh, sort of heady.
Right,
you know?
right.
I am going to fix.
You're going to fix.
So that's my mandate. And oh, by the way, guess who asked me to do it? It was the president of the business unit at the time. So when the president asks you, little old me, to go do something, my focus was singular. I was going to fix it. So I went. It was in New York. I was in Connecticut at the time. I went from Connecticut to go fix this big New York problem. And I tell you, I did not do a good job of understanding first who these people were, what was it that really needed to be fixed. I just went in and I was the boss. And I sort of, my first day, I remember going in and staying at the counter like this and just watching. I said to the president, I'm just going to watch. So I went in, you know, everybody said, who's that person, who's that? I'm like, well, I'm Dawnet Beverley, and I'm just observing, carry on. And I just watched, and I watched for about, 2 days. And then I went into the president's office and I said, oh, now I understand. You absolutely have a problem.
Yes.
And I just blurted out, there were like 10 million things that were so easy to fix. I was like, you don't have a problem, you just, it's the people.
You removed all emotion, you just said, here's what you gotta do.
Totally devoid, never spoke to anyone folks who were there for a long time. And I did fix it, but what I also did was I hurt a lot of people. And I tell you, there was a particular individual, a woman, who was a leader there, who, God bless her, she had the wisdom and the good sense to pull me aside, but this was after a couple years. Because,
so it was
cutting
done,
the story short,
done.
I left, I made my recommendations, I said, do this, do that, do that, and they implemented it and it went away. And then, fast forward a few years, I was asked to come back, but this time to come back and to stay. And she pulled me aside and she said, with tears, she said, I want to tell you how you made me feel back then. And she said, this is the story I'm going to tell you. I have been married for many, many years to this company. I have been a loyal wife, and you were the sweetheart. You came in, you had a one-night stand with my husband, and you have destroyed me.
Oh,
that's
my goodness.
The analogy. That's what she said to me. And I tell you,
this changed everything for you.
Oh my God. You can't even imagine. First of all, that she had
you had no idea.
The good sense.
And she told you.
And she told me, and she
Thank
pulled
goodness.
me aside. She did everything the right way, the opposite of the way I did it.
Right.
And just by sharing that story, I tell you, it changed my life, not only my business life, but my life in general. And I committed to myself after that day, because I knew I was climbing the corporate ladder.
Yes.
I knew there were going to be many more examples
opportunities
to go
for this.
fix things,
Fixer.
right? You know, a lot of the people at my company call me the fixer.
The fixer,
And thankfully, I've been able to have many of those experiences. But after that, I'm a great fixer. I know, and I capture this in these words: be intentional about safeguarding other people's dignity. no matter what you do, where you go, what the opportunity is, if your intention is, first and foremost, I am going to safeguard your dignity in this conversation when I have to fire you, when I have to talk to you about a challenging moment or a difficult thing, when I have to praise you. If that is my intention, it's a whole different ballgame. What a lesson.
I love this for so many reasons. You don't need to be even at your level to embrace this philosophy. This is a lesson you could have learned very early in life. Children can learn this lesson, right?
Exactly.
It's have the intention to treat people with dignity.
Absolutely.
It is just so simple and so real. And I was going to ask you, I was going to say, well, okay, so you're a fixer. Could you have fixed it? Like you stepped out. You didn't treat people with dignity. You just took a very a pulled back
almost
view,
caustic.
Right.
Like, you know, you people, I was asked to come in here. If you were great, I would not have been asked to come in here. Totally ignoring or realizing that, well, you know, do you realize, Dawnet, that it was probably great and it just needed to be better? You know, not that it's...
And you got that opportunity later. So what you're saying
later.
is you can fix things
Absolutely.
without, just being very cold and calculated. And it's really more about looking at the people and making decisions.
In fact, not only can you should. And guess what? It's easy. Because you think of the legacy you want to leave. Yeah. I don't want someone to say, oh my God, stay away from her. She's horrible. She's, she's a brown noser or whatever. You don't want that. You want people to feel that you came, you inspired, you instructed, you fixed things, but you did it with dignity.
With your own dignity and treating others.
And treating others with the respect that everyone deserves.
I love it. I have one more question for you.
Yes.
Now, I think I might know the answer. I think I might. So you are looking, instead of at me, you are looking at a young Dawnet, looking at you. Early in your career, what advice would you give to yourself?
Simple. Remember, those that have been there for good reason. It doesn't mean that because something needs to be improved that they're horrible.
Right.
They're bad people.
You don't need to just discount them.
You don't discount anything. You recognize that whatever opportunities you have been given, it's an opportunity to build on, to improve. That's the advice.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much.